war involving Iran is now triggering consequences far beyond the battlefield. From global energy supplies to oil production and even drone warfare technology, the conflict is rapidly spreading across multiple sectors, and the ripple effects are being felt worldwide. And some of the latest developments could have serious implications for global markets, regional security, and the future of modern warfare. A major global energy shock. One of the most alarming developments involves the shutdown of the Ras Laffan LNG facility in Qatar. This is not just another energy facility. It is the largest liquefied natural gas export hub in the world, responsible for roughly 1/5 of global LNG supply. Operators have now moved the entire facility into what is known as cold standby, meaning production has been halted and it could take at least a month to return to normal capacity. For Europe, this could be particularly serious, since many European countries have been trying to replace Russian natural gas with LNG imports. Losing such a massive share of supply, even temporarily, could create immediate pressure on global energy markets. Iraq's oil production takes a hit. The situation is also affecting oil production in neighboring Iraq. Iraq normally produces around 4 million barrels of oil per day, but more than 2 million barrels of that production has now been shut in. The reason is surprisingly simple. With the Persian Gulf effectively closed for several days due to the conflict, oil tankers are not arriving to transport crude, and Iraq lacks sufficient storage capacity to hold excess production. As a result, oil wells are being temporarily shut down. Even if the fields themselves remain undamaged, restarting large-scale production could take months, meaning the conflict is already creating long-term disruptions in global oil supply. Iran's missile capabilities are damaged, but not gone. On the military front, there is some indication that Iran's missile launch infrastructure has taken heavy damage. U.S. officials say between 60 and 80% of Iran's launch systems may have been destroyed, but that does not mean the threat has disappeared. Iranian drones and ballistic missiles are still being launched across the region, and with much of Iran's political leadership reportedly eliminated or disrupted, operational control has increasingly shifted to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC. Without centralized political direction, attacks appear to be becoming more unpredictable. The conflict is expanding across the region. Originally, Iranian strikes were primarily aimed at Israel, but more recently, drone and missile launches have been reported targeting economic infrastructure across multiple countries. These include Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Oman. Some projectiles have even crossed into Turkey and Azerbaijan. From a strategic perspective, this could have two consequences. In the short term, it risks turning more regional governments against Iran. But in the long term, it also highlights a deeper problem. As long as Iran retains weapons capabilities, those weapons are likely to be used, regardless of political leadership. A new technological battlefield. Meanwhile, another unexpected development may soon influence the conflict. Ukraine, which has spent years defending itself against Iranian-designed Shahed drones used by Russia, is reportedly preparing to deploy new counter-drone technologies in the region. These systems are dramatically cheaper than traditional American missile defenses. While a U.S. interceptor missile can cost more than $1 million, Ukrainian counter-drone systems may cost just a few thousand. If effective, they could fundamentally change how drone warfare is fought. Taken together, these developments reveal something important. This conflict is no longer just about military strikes between Iran and its adversaries. It is now reshaping global energy markets, disrupting oil production, expanding regional alliances, and accelerating new forms of warfare technology. And if the situation continues to escalate, the consequences could reach far beyond the Middle East. The real question now is not just how this war will end, but how much of the world it will ultimately reshape.